Breaking. This didn't happen quietly. It didn't happen behind closed doors. It happened suddenly, decisively, and with consequences that are now rippling far beyond London and Jerusalem. Overnight, Britain found itself locked out of one of its closest strategic partners, not by war, not by diplomacy, but by a single order from Benjamin Netanyahu that stunned officials across Europe. British ministers are now barred from entering Israel, every one of them. No exceptions. And the reason traces back to one political decision that changed everything. Here is what led to this moment. Just days ago, Prime Minister Keir Starmer made a move that Israeli officials describe as a line crossed, not blurred. His government publicly backed international legal action against Israeli leadership while simultaneously freezing arms cooperation. This was not limited to offensive weapons. It extended to defensive systems Israel uses to stop rockets before they hit homes, hospitals and schools. From Israel's perspective, this wasn't criticism, it was abandonment. And the response was immediate. Netanyahu ordered all British government officials blocked from entry, diplomatic visas frozen, meetings cancelled, coordination halted. British diplomats already in the region were left scrambling for clarity that never came. Inside Whitehall, confusion turned into panic. Senior officials reportedly learned of the ban not through formal channels, but through Israeli media leaks and last-minute travel denials. Flights were cancelled. Schedules erased, long-planned security talks simply vanished. One senior British official described it as being cut off mid-sentence. Israel did not issue a lengthy explanation. It didn't need to. The message was clear. Trust, once broken at this level, is not repaired with statements. This is not just symbolic. Israel and Britain have shared intelligence ties stretching back decades. Quiet cooperation that never made headlines but stopped attacks, tracked terror networks and protected lives. That cooperation is now under threat. Israeli officials have signalled that intelligence sharing is being reassessed. In security language, reassessed means reduced, or worse, ended. Former intelligence figures in Britain are already warning that the country may be entering a blind spot, losing access to real-time insights on Middle Eastern threats that directly affect UK security. The diplomatic fallout is spreading fast. Allies are watching closely. Washington is uneasy. European capitals are asking uncomfortable questions. If Britain can turn this sharply on Israel, what does that mean for its reliability elsewhere? In private conversations, Middle Eastern partners are reportedly backing Israel's stance, seeing Starmer's decision as unpredictable and risky. Markets reacted too. The pound wavered. Trade talks stalled. Tech and defence partnerships are suddenly uncertain. At home, the political damage is mounting. Critics accuse Starmer of acting without consensus, without consultation, and without a clear exit strategy. Supporters call it moral leadership, but morality does not stop rockets. And it does not replace intelligence networks built over generations. Security experts warn that Britain may have underestimated how seriously Israel would respond. This was not a warning shot. This was a door slammed shut. Netanyahu has not signalled any intention to reverse the ban. Israeli sources say the decision was meant to demonstrate consequences, not start negotiations. Britain, meanwhile, insists diplomatic channels remain open. Israel says otherwise. Between those two claims lies a growing gap filled with uncertainty, risk, and escalating tension. This crisis is not over. It is unfolding in real time. Each day without resolution deepens the damage, and the question now facing Britain is stark. Was this a calculated stand or a strategic miscalculation that will cost the country influence, intelligence? The deeper consequences are only now coming into focus, and they are far more serious than a diplomatic freeze. Behind the scenes, Israel's response has triggered a chain reaction across intelligence, defence, and global trust networks that Britain has relied on for decades. Israeli security agencies have quietly downgraded Britain's access level across multiple channels. This does not mean headlines or public announcements. It means fewer alerts, delayed warnings, and in some cases, no warnings at all. For years, Israeli intelligence provided Britain with early detection on terror cells, cyber threats, and hostile state activity linked to Iran and its proxies. That flow of information was built on trust. And trust, according to senior Israeli officials, no longer exists. Former British intelligence officers are now openly saying what governments won't. There is no quick replacement for this loss. The United States cannot simply fill the gap. European partners do not have the same reach. Israel's intelligence network in the Middle East is unique, deeply embedded, and irreplaceable in the short term. This is where the risk becomes real. British security planners are now forced to operate with reduced visibility in one of the most volatile regions on Earth. Iran-backed groups are watching closely, so are hostile cyber actors. When intelligence sharing slows or stops, adversaries notice. They test boundaries, they probe systems. Reports are already circulating within security circles that British-linked infrastructure has seen increased digital reconnaissance activity in recent days. No attacks yet, just signals. And in intelligence work, signals are often the warning before the strike. Publicly, ministers insist Britain remains safe. Privately, officials admit the margin for error has narrowed dramatically. The political fallout is just as severe. Inside Parliament, divisions are widening. Some Labour MPs are quietly distancing themselves from the decision, concerned it was rushed and poorly coordinated. Conservative figures are seizing the moment, framing the crisis as proof of reckless leadership. Polling suggests public confidence on national security is slipping far. Voters may debate foreign policy in theory, but when it touches safety, jobs, and international standing, opinions harden quickly. Britain's Jewish community feels especially exposed. For years, Israeli intelligence coordination played a role in protecting synagogues, schools, and community events from extremist threats. That support is now uncertain. Community leaders are asking difficult questions that have no easy answers. Economically, the damage is spreading beneath the surface. Israeli tech firms are pausing UK partnerships. Venture capital is being redirected. Joint research projects are stalled or quietly cancelled. London's reputation as a trusted hub for Israeli innovation is under strain. Defence contractors are reviewing their exposure. Cybersecurity firms are reconsidering infrastructure roles. None of this happens overnight, but once confidence is shaken, it rarely returns quickly. Analysts warn that the long-term cost could run into tens of billions, not just in lost deals, but in lost opportunity. Internationally, Britain's allies are recalculating. NATO partners are watching how this plays out, not just between Britain and Israel, but as a test of consistency under pressure. Smaller states dependent on security guarantees are asking whether Britain's commitments are firm or conditional. Diplomacy runs on predictability. This crisis has introduced doubt.